It's Online Biz Real Talk today, and we have an incredible guest today, one of my favorite business partners in our online business community, Jacob Liu. So he has a lot to talk about, and I hear someone hearing in the background. He was a server and cook. He worked in hospitality, and he left 3 jobs. So we're going to be interviewing him, asking him a few questions on how he quit his job, on what his kind of journey has been like in the online world. And we have a whole bunch of business partners backstage ready to interview him. Woo! Hello. God bless everybody. Welcome, welcome. And the spotlight is on Jacob today. I'll put him on the spotlight for a moment.
Hi, guys.
Jacob.
Hi, Georgia. Hi, Zero. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure. I'm Jacob Liu. I live in Vancouver and originally from China. And I've been an online business owner and a business coach for 4 years now. And before that, I had 3 jobs. They all in hospitality. I was doing cooking. I was a server. But I think that you guys are gonna have more questions, so I will just keep the answer for more questions. I will let other people to introduce themselves.
Thank you, Jacob. God bless you. All right. So, Jasmine, would you like to ask Jacob a question that you may have had for him? Why don't you introduce yourself for a moment and yeah, we'll let you ask your question.
All right. Hello, my name is Jasmine Rodriguez. I live in Houston, Texas, and I'm originally from Mexico, Veracruz. And well, I'm very happy to be here with everyone. And as you know, too, I'm an online business owner. And well, my question today for Jacob is, Jacob, what make you give this big step? You just mentioned you had 3 jobs. I would
Yeah.
probably say to myself, well, I have 3 jobs. I have 3 ways, of income coming in, and coming to a new thing, an online job. Like, weren't you uncertain at the beginning? Like, could this work for me? Did you give up your job right away? Did you wait it? I mean, maybe I'm asking too many things, but what make you come, like give the step, like step away from your 3 jobs and become only an online business owner?
That's a great question. And so I had a moment of awakening. Um, I had 3 jobs before. I thought I was doing fine or doing well. Um, I had a stable hotel job and 2 other jobs that I had with Airbnb, and also I was doing cleaning. And at some point, I think there was like about 10 Airbnb property I was managing. And financially, I was doing all right. And I was even able to lend money to my friends. I was like pretty proud of myself. But and in 2016, after my mom came to visit me for a couple months, she went home, and she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And that was the moment that I realized that I had a lot of job. I had 3 income coming in, but I had no flexibility. That happens in the summer, and summer is the busy season for the tourist industry in Vancouver, and I just couldn't get the time off to go home to be with my mom during her cancer treatment. And that was the time that I realized that, well, I'm an immigrant. My families are still back home. So having 3 jobs, so demanding, it's it's not really something that I should be doing on the long run. It's okay when you are young, you are in your 20s, but as you get older, your parents, your family will get older. At some point, they're gonna need you. They're gonna need you to be home with them, or you want to be around them more. So that's what's happening. Like when I get into my 30s, I want to be around them more. I want to um, be home more. So that's why I wanted to like get rid of my high demanding job. And what you seek is what you found. So I came across um, this business. I heard it from my friends, my roommates, also my business partner. And we just go out on the Facebook. We find the ad that we were looking for. It takes like a day. We scroll through the social media, Facebook newsfeed, and we found the ad, and we register, and we watch the information section. That's how I got it here.
Wow. That's wonderful. No, I get what you're saying. I think we all, start this business thinking that we need more time for ourselves, for our family, for our needs, right? And I understand you. I only have I still working, and I'm working in my training, and I'm getting a hand with the business and everything. And that's my wish too, coming to one day and just do this, and don't worry about I need to be at certain time at work and coming home late and worrying about things that needs to get done, with the family and everything. But that's wonderful. And well, I'm very glad to meet you and know that if you can do it, I know we all can do it too, who are starting, in this business at some point. Yes.
Definitely,
Okay.
because I think that if you want something, it will. If you want it bad enough, it will come to you. And if you
Yeah.
want it bad enough, you're gonna make it work. Like
Yes.
you something in your mind, because it's gonna carry you through everything that you need to do and just make it happen. Yeah.
It's true. It's true. We just gotta work for it. And yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, that's it for me. And I get back to Georgia.
Awesome, Jacob. And yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. And I'm glad your mom's okay. I'm glad you were there for your family. And yeah, I won't say no more. I got other questions for you. I'll just stop it right there because there's tons of things I want to say. Okay, Stefan, do you want to ask Jacob a question, Stefan? You want to introduce yourself for us and then ask Jacob a question?
Hi. Do you hear me well? I'm in a coffee, so I hope this time is okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm Stefan from Quebec, and doing this business for a few months. What I want to ask you is, wow, I'm impressed that after doing 3 work, sometimes you think that the wealth and money is sufficient, but there's something inside of you that popped up, and you realize you need to change. So my question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? That's my question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What is the goal you like to achieve? One or two goals you like to achieve?
I
Let's say
see
we're in
my
2027.
In 2027, I see myself making a lot of trips back home. I see myself I see myself spend half of my life, half of my time in China. And I see, because the reason I get into this is for the flexibility. And I think the only thing that can guarantee me to have income, no matter I'm in China or Canada or even somewhere else, it's an online income. And in this business, we have five of them. So not just one, and I see myself just have the flexibility to just be with my family, and I can also bring them to Canada to travel. But the reality is something that I never realized before is that, well, they're getting older too. It's better that I just stay home with them. um, I really love that. So that's what I see myself, and also that also I want to have buy a house here. I believe our this condo is kind of small. If I want my parents to stay here with me, it's a little crowded. So I want to buy another one, but that's uncertain because I want to make sure they're comfortable in traveling. If they're not, then it doesn't make sense to buy a bigger property here. So yeah.
That's awesome, Jacob. You're so sweet. The more and more I get to know you or we talk, see, these are little questions that we don't ask. We're always having fun and joking, and you're helping me with videos, our business partners. So I can see a lot of your why to this business and letting go of your jobs is your family. And that's just so sweet.
Thank you.
We have a business. Sorry, go on.
I was just saying thank you for the compliment.
So everybody knows Franco de la Cruz, one of our business partners in our community. He's from the Philippines originally. He's here in Canada, and his goal was the same thing. Like, he didn't buy a house here first. He went back home to the Philippines, built his family a mansion, pool, everything, even a little tiny home, built them up, and stood with them for like a year and a half. Had a vacation in the Philippines because he was here in Canada, and I think he had like 3-4 jobs. And then he let go of his jobs, went back home, then came back here and bought himself a crazy house in Calgary. So this, you know, a lot of us, like if my mom and dad was still around, it wouldn't be the same thing. But they was in Ontario, right? And I'm in BC. So now I have this. This is what I have, my family here. So I can totally relate. Thank you. Thank you for that, Jacob.
It's a beautiful home that he got. He was asking me about feng shui questions, and I was like, I don't really know anything about that. But he showed me the picture. It's a stunning house. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Totally deserving. Tito Vivancos, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everybody, I'm Tito Vivancos Hernandez. I am originally from Barcelona. Lived here in Canada and almost all around the world. I did all kinds of jobs, even a showman. Love being in front of the camera, so this business was no problem for me. Anyhow, I joined this business about 9 months ago, and 4 weeks into the business, I quit my job. I called my boss and I said, I know you're paying me about $33 an hour, but this job is too hard for the body, and the time, I had 15 minutes to eat basically, and every day was 12-hour workday digging holes. So I said I couldn't do it. My question to Jacob is personal growth. How much personal growth did you achieve before you got into this? Sorry, when you got into this business up till now? Because I know this business has so much to give, apart of on the income and the money and the people you get to speak to. It gives you something else like personal growth. So how do you with the personal growth?
I would say that I am a completely different person, and at the same time, I'm still more of the same deep inside. Um, it gets me to really take a look within myself when I started the business, take a look at what I know, what I don't know, what's gonna take me less time to learn, and what it's gonna take me a long time to learn. And some of the things I'm still learning, and some of the things I needed learned, I already learned it pretty fast. But it does make me to just sit down to look at myself, just bringing some of the things I never thought about before. Like my mentor at the beginning told me something that I have never thought about it before. He told me that, Jacob, I see you the way that you go about your business, that you are very positive in terms of your action, but at the same time you keep having self-doubt talk to yourself constantly, that that you keep telling yourself negative things, but you also doing positive things at the same time. So you're kind of, counterproductive your business. So that's made me realize that a lot of time that I didn't have the perspective that I need to become a business owner. So that's one thing that at the beginning I realized that, well, I didn't have a lot of business owners habits. I didn't have the entrepreneurial mindset. That's something that I gained through just following the leaders in the community, like Georgia and like Paulo and some other people that we don't mention or we have mentioned on other interviews, and also some other big name business people that a lot of people hate, apparently, because you know what, they are successful in business. Even if you hate their personality, you can learn from how they treat their business, because it's a successful, it's a winning strategy that they have. So I learned a lot from just watching other people, and I read books, and I realized that okay, um, like sometimes a wealth is a mindset. So a lot of people that they are successful in their business, they have a similarity in their mindset. So I study the mindset, I read books, I watch videos, I take what I need. Sometimes I don't take all of them because sometimes not everything I feel resonated with. But I read books, I just follow what I think is the best and change my mindset. So that's the biggest personal growth that I have from running an online business.
Awesome. So you're saying that in this business, you, apart from getting a huge income and a huge community to know, you also get growing inside yourself. You also grow,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I believe because like a successful business owner, they have the habit of a successful business owner and a mindset of it. So that's the factor of it. 'Cause if you don't have that,
That's what
then
you get.
that's not going to work. That's the most important thing you need to grow when you start a business. So that's more important than the money, because the money you can spend it and it will be gone.
Yeah.
It's this mindset that you need will keep enable you to keep making more. So I think that's the more important thing, is the mindset and
Great.
the habit.
That answers my question and a lot of people's.
That I know that Dan Lok is Chinese too, right? And when you
Yeah,
start
yeah.
talking about this and you're talking about inspiration, obviously you're Asian, so I'm going to think of that Dan Lok too. But the way he talks, not let a lot of people like him, but some don't. So I'm like, oh, he's cockier, he's richer, is that? And I look at Dan Lok and I'm like, I love this guy. This guy is so smart. He's so intriguing. He knows and he teaches in a nice way. Like I love that. But then there's the rowdy Grant Cardone that nobody likes, and then I like him too. Or there's all these inspirational Robert Kiyosaki. Okay, someone Akina can kind of relate to, or so all these inspirational people you pick all these things. And you're totally right, Jacob. Like Paulo and me, we're dead tired because Paulo's saying, I'm tired, I can't even write this text. Me and him are texting each other and we're talking about the business and inspiration. Yeah, and it's like what he's telling me is exactly the way I feel. I don't even want to text anybody. I need to go to bed. But I'm excited about the business. And even though I said good night to everybody, I still created a couple posts and I still threw the post in our I still threw it in our chat. I'm like, okay, one more post. It's just when you have the mindset of a business owner, you can be tired physically, but mentally you're driven. You're driven and nothing can stop you. And you got to get sleep. You have to eat, but you're still working and you're still doing. And it took me a long time, Jacob, to not feel guilty to succeed in my business, because I have 5 children and there's always the push and pull. Be the mom, and always just, because I'm like that. I attend to my kids 24/7. I want to make sure they eat right. I'm a health freak. I need to make sure they have proper clothes. They have this, they have that. What are they doing? Are they not doing something productive? I'm always productive. Trying to always be productive. And then I learned, let me relax a little. I can't always be on my children like that. Let them do their own little thing. Let them play on the iPad for an hour or so or less, or let them just have the relaxing, because I'm a motivator even with my kids. So it took me a long time to break that feeling where if I work on my business, I'm neglecting my kids, where I'm not really. If I work on the business an hour here or hour there, I'm not neglecting them. Like, or I have teenagers that are playing with them and watching them, or they're making a ruckus in the house. So it took me a long time to get focused and realize a business is a business. Treat it like a business. Treat it like it is one of your babies. Take time, because so that's why everybody knows I'm a night owl, and everybody knows that I'll risk some hours from sleeping some days because I feel guilty during the day. I don't want to take too much time away from the kids. Like I need to make sure they're okay or check on them. So at night, I really focus on my business. I'm hungry for that success. I'm hungry for those lifetime bonuses that are going to make me not have to work at night at times, that are going to make me to do all the things that I dream of. So thank you for that, Jacob. God bless you.
It's funny that you mentioned Dan Log,
Yeah.
because he actually helped me. Because at the beginning, when I get into an online business that it's have a global market, you know how it gives you anxiety in terms of I always concerned about my English. How am I gonna like reach people a global market when I have an accent? So I watched his video. He told me that it's not about the accent; it's about your communication skills. That tell people that English is not your first language. There's nothing wrong with that, and just speak slow, and people can understand you. And that helped me a lot because I had so much concern at the beginning.
A lot of my business partners, Jacob, when I have the coaching calls with them, they say the same thing. Like I have a lot of people that speak Spanish or German. Like yesterday, I had a call. There's a lot of people that are in my business community. You guys see them, but maybe you don't know it. But they're German and they're from Mexico. So they just speak plain Spanish and just a little bit of English, or they only speak German and they're from Mexico, because a lot of people migrated from Germany to Mexico and stuff back in the day. Long story short, that's the biggest thing that a lot of them say. And I'm like, follow the training. We have Google Translate, and you don't have to be online. Like if you don't want to be out there, but as just like Jacob says, as long as you have that communication, you could text, in English if somebody's really asking you a question. So language, I love that you brought that up, should not be a barrier. Definitely. All right. Paulo, you want to ask some questions, Paulo?
Sure. Hi everyone. I'm Paulo Perlez. I am originally from Calgary, born in the Philippines. Grew up in Calgary, but live here in Vancouver, Canada. My background is in nursing, and I've actually known Jacob for quite a while. Because I started just over 5 years ago, and then Jacob came a year after, and so I've actually been fortunate enough to meet him in person. He's an awesome person, fun person to go out with and talk business. And so my question is, you've had 3 jobs. So with the amount of hours that you spent in a day with the 3 jobs, how much compared to what you're doing now, like what's the difference? And what is, now that you're doing your business, your online business on a day-to-day thing, what does that entail compared to what you were doing before?
Well, it's a huge difference because I don't really mention. I think this is like the first time I mentioned what it was like before. Really, I kind of like have like a barista schedule. Maybe just like a couple hours later in the day, they need to get up at 3 in the morning. I need to get up at 5 in the morning to get to the hotel job, and then the other 2 jobs that I had. It wasn't every day, but sometimes I stay from working 7 in the morning till like 10 at night. I don't even have time for lunch, and I have a little bit of time for dinner before like midnight and go to bed, and then do it all over again next day. And so when I find out about this business, I can tell like I'm switching from a side hustle job to a side hustle business. So that's a huge jump, because I was wanting I wanted more flexibility. Even though these 2 jobs that I had, I was running around managing property for property owners, but I need to be out all the time. So I didn't want that. I wanted just like my other half of the day. I want flexibility. I want to be at home. So And I also know that I'm getting into a business. It's my new life. I'm grinding between my old habit and the new habit I need to form. So I know that I needed the time. So I actually stopped two of the jobs um, when I'm about to get into the business just to clear the time out so I can learn and probably grow the business. Um, but then after that, it was pretty flexible. So I'm off. I have the whole afternoon free. I can go out. I can enjoy my day and doing a little bit of business. At the beginning, the training is a little bit time consuming. Depends where you start with. If you have no experience at all, like me, you're gonna have to watch the training video maybe a couple more times before you proceed. But it's flexible. You don't need to like put in the set hours every day to make it work. You can do it in spare time. So that's how I started it, because I didn't have a lot of time at the beginning. I leaned on the training and then my mentor and also the people that I met uh, through my networking skills. I'm a server. I was just talking to Georgia the last night that I'm a server, that I have good communication skills. Um, like not manager, not like not the like the good interaction skill that I have that. So I use that I expand my network in the community, that I met a lot of friends. So I lean on them. So that's where my success come from. Is that your question? I forgot. I forgot.
No, yeah, you answered my question. No, it's because I just want you to show or tell people just like what the difference is now that you're doing your business full time, and you explain it how you have more flexibility. And
I'm a night owl, so I'm back to my normal self. I like stay
okay,
up a little bit and get up a little late in the day. So
yeah, but that it just goes to show you that you can with this business you can start at any time of the day that fits your schedule. You're not relying on somebody else's schedule now, which is great.
I'm kind of living in a Chinese time zone in Canada, maybe.
All right, thanks, Jacob.
I love that. What time is it in China right now?
It's like 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning. Yeah.
Oh, they like no, like oh, actually, like midnight. Actually, midnight.
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing. Sometimes I'll get up at like 10 or 11 and I feel so late, but I'm like, I needed the sleep and my kids are my like teenagers. They help with the little ones, so they understand they'll help. Or Theta will help with the kids and stuff, but they all leave me. Like I love that. Like my children, what I love most is the flexibility of this business. And I love that um, everybody supports me in my home. Like they understand if mommy needs a couple hours more sleep, like they're all helping in the house and stuff. And definitely, like it's that transition. Okay, Tito, I'll speak for him. It was the transition. You had kind of a transition from his job. He transitioned from construction to here, and
It gets kind of slow, right? Because you're used to working like an
yeah.
animal, You're
So
covered in concrete, and I mean,
go on.
you come back here, and what am I going to do now? I worked with my hands all my life. I never used
Yeah.
my brain. Sweep this, grab that, pick this up, do this, And
Yeah.
um, uh, yeah, the transition is pretty hard because
Yeah.
I mean,
Aw, you're puppy.
if you
Aw.
if you're fit from your job and you come back to an easy online business, you get more weight, you're more
Yeah.
chill, you're more sitting down all the time. You feel like you're not in the world. So
Yeah.
you kind of lost the beginning. The
Yeah.
transition was pretty hard, but then it also opens up, right? But the beginning when I quit when I quit my job, sorry, I just
Go
want
on.
to say
Sorry.
when I quit my job, I wanted to do stuff also, but the thing is that everybody that I knew, all my family members, everybody was working, in a 9 to 5, right? So meaning that I had my day off, I had my time in the world, but I still couldn't do anything with anybody.
Yeah.
So it opens your mind up, and you can still do your dreams. Right now, I sing and I dance and I play trumpet, and if I can do it in the street, I can make a lot of money in the street. I make like $360 in 2 hours in the streets. Um, and I'm trying to get as much as out of that as I can. I'm trying to do restaurants, the casino, a yachts club, all these places where I can actually go and act because it makes me feel so good inside. Right. So
You got
yeah,
to follow your dreams. As soon as you start to, um, like to everybody who's watching, as soon as you start to leave that job, to gain more time, and you see that you have more time on your hands, if you're not, put it into this business. But if you find, it's funny because I've heard this in our mastermind, guys. This is for all my business partners, and I've heard Chris McCallan say this, and he told me personally because he's seen me working hard on my business. He said, and they say, if you kind of lost your why, and you're just working, and you forgot about your why, you begin to not be so happy anymore. And it's just work on your biz, work on your biz. Remember your why, and remember to incorporate as you're succeeding, as you're leaving your J.O.Bs, to incorporate your goal. Yeah, to bring that in. Sorry, go on. Yeah, did you want to say something? No. Okay, maybe it's just your puppy. So, why don't you introduce your puppy first because he's so cute. You're leaving
Oh,
him.
this is Hugo. He's a pandemic puppy. So me and my business partner, we promise that we're gonna get a dog when one of us is full time working at home. So because then we have more time to take care of of the dog. It's a lot of work, more than I thought, but my God, this interview is getting weird.
He is so cute. So is he Hugo Boss? Is he named after Hugo Boss?
Actually, we was struggling to find a name for him, but just one of a friend saying like he looks like Hugo, so we just go like, wow, that he totally looks like Hugo, and then we just like, oh, Hugo the Boss actually goes pretty well too.
Well, if anybody goes to Jacob's page, you're gonna go see him in little. He's in a little carriage. Jacob pulls him places. He's dressed up, so it's pretty cute. Thank you, Jacob. Okay, beautiful. Akina, would you like to ask Jacob a question? Would you like to introduce yourself and ask Jacob a question?
Sure. Thank you for having me. My name's Akina. I am living in Nanaimo, Vancouver Island at the moment, but was born in Toronto, Ontario. Um, I've spent like the past 7 years just sifting and analyzing and pulling apart many different opportunities online. Um, I like I've looked into drop shipping, audiobooks, Airbnb, low ticket affiliate marketing, cryptocurrency, dabbled in a few of those, but really of just trying to find that thing that epitomizes like work smarter, not harder. And so when I came across this, I just thought it was perfect. Yeah, so my question for you, Jacob, is did you find it difficult or easy to enter the digital world from hospitality? And what was your light bulb moment for you when you realized that you could do this business?
Just so you know, I lived in Nanaimo for 9 months when I first moved to Canada. It's a beautiful place, especially in the summer. The river there is beautiful. It's not something that it's unique. You don't find anywhere else like easy. So I found this business. I'm trying to remember your questions now.
Was it easy or difficult to enter the digital world from hospitality?
Well, some things, we all have previous experience. Some do help better, and some do you do lack. Everybody is like that. So I think that I'm good at talking to people, but I didn't know how anything else. Like, some people that have more digital marketing background, they come in here, they know the basics. I didn't, but I know how to talk to people. So that helped me. But in terms of there are parts that is very difficult. Like I didn't know how to take photos. I didn't know how to make videos. At the beginning, we didn't need to make videos. I was actually the first couple people that break into that barrier in our community. And, you know, at the beginning, it was a grinding phase for me because I was growing my mindset and changing my habits and also growing my knowledge and doing a lot of practice at the same time. But the training is very straightforward. I have to admit that I complicated my business at the beginning. I didn't have to be as complicated as I made it to be. Um, but the extra work that I put in, it didn't went down the drain because later I actually become really useful. Nobody tell me that in 4 years later, there's gonna be a platform called TikTok's gonna utilize everything that I have learned in the past 4 years combined together. So yeah, it's not. I could have it easier, simpler, but because my personality, I make it a little more difficult, a little more complicated, but it's not something that I couldn't handle. I hope that answered the questions.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was great. Yeah.
Because it's different for everyone, right? Because you might found like if you coming from, let's say if you're a virtual assistant, something like that, you coming into this business, you're gonna find like some of the basic stuff. It's very straightforward, but you might find that there's some area that I have never touched before. That is gonna like you're gonna have to put more time into that area. Depends what it is. Everybody is different. That's what made this amazing.
But what I do love about this business is that it's so step by step, and the video training is very easy to follow, and you just implement things, and it's just straightforward. So
Yeah,
thank you so much for sharing.
welcome.
Thank you, Jacob. And Jacob is like a professional with the videos and everything. And when you said that you didn't really know how to do videos or pictures, I'm so surprised because he, out of all of us here, well, him and Paulo, I should say, is in the same level with the creation of their videos and their content and ads and everything. So I even asked them for tips, and I'm known to be good at doing ads, but then their content and how they do it. So whatever you've done, that is definitely your expertise. And we were saying that you have to be on the mastermind or you have to come on one of our team Zooms to just, show us all your tips. So thank you. Okay, we got one last person. Don. Don, would you like to introduce yourself and kind of ask Jacob a question you might have for him?
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks, Georgia. My name is Dawn and I live in Ireland. I am originally Canadian. I have 3 kids and I'm married, and I'm also a stay-at-home mom, and I found this business in 2018. So Jacob, my question for you is, when you first started in the online space, did you look at many different opportunities? Did you try different opportunities? And what was it about this particular opportunity that made you say, yes, this is the one?
I will have to be honest that there was, I guess, a weird sound that's happening. It's my headphone. Maybe it's my headphone. So I have to be honest that my journey is kind of unique. Everybody's unique. I wasn't really looking at anything else. The person that created this system lives in Vancouver, and the company that I worked for 10 years ago happened to be, he's like my former client in the past. So that's like 10 years ago, I know that our founder was already working online. He just didn't have the system that we are using now, but I knew him. I have seen his wealth, his house, and his their success. So, and I knew it was coming from online, that he worked from home. I am really admire of that, and I always thinking that I want to do something like that. So maybe if one day, hopefully, I can learn from him. And so when I found out that I heard it from my roommate that this person created like a community and a system that teach people to do what he does, then I jump in because I have seen proof way before I found out about this business. So it's unique, it's different, but I didn't look for anything else. I believe that it came to me because I want a way out from 3 jobs, some demanding job that I just need me to go every day, 7 days a week. So yeah, that's how I found out about this business.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jacob. I guess I will ask you one last question. How does it feel that now you're able to go to China for a couple of months, go back home, travel after everything you've been through? Like, I am so sorry to hear about that. It breaks my heart, just what you went through. Like, thank you, Jesus, that your mom's still here and she overcame that. But how does it feel now that you're able to go where you want and do what you want and go back to China for 2 months? Like, that was, yeah, from
It
before.
feels amazing, but at the same time nervous because I still need to go through the normal uh, travel restriction thing to enter the country, and I still need to self isolate for 7 days. And the fact that I haven't traveled in a long time, that makes me feel excited and also nervous at the same time. And I need to buy a lot of gifts. I haven't been home for over 10 years. My one of I only have one grandparent left, my grandpa, and I think he started to forget me. So I really need to go home to see my family. Yeah, a lot of work need to be done still, and the preparation makes me excited and nervous at the same time. I just want to get home and get back to my city and see my family. It's much bigger. I probably don't recognize the street anymore. I use Google Street to snoop the city a bit. It's changed so much that I'm very excited that I get to go home for 2 months and don't need to worry about coming back and not have a job because like if I the last time I tried to go home, that was my mom was diagnosed with the cancer. I had to quit the jobs and come back and find everything new. So this time I don't need to worry about that. So it's a game changer.
Amen. God bless you. I am so happy for you, and I'm so grateful you found this business. I'm so grateful that we met, all of us, through this business, and we've got the pleasure to meet in person. And just like Paulo said, you're so fun and you're so good-hearted. And anybody watching today, if this interests you, this business, and you want one of us to help you get started, and Jacob is a wonderful mentor, and he will be happy to help you get started. And so many of us here, our lives have changed. We interviewed Vito and Paulo and myself. There's more of our business partners that we're going to be interviewing every Saturday at 12 p.m. PST. But did you want to leave us with any last words? Did you want to add anything, Jacob?
I didn't thought about that when I come on. Like I'm on a hot seat, right? So I always tell people this: don't wait. But if you didn't start something that you wanted to start, earlier, but it's never too late to start now. I always use the sentence from a Chinese saying that it's like growing a tree. You want a big tree, you need to grow that tree 20 years ago. But if you haven't yet, it's not too late to start now, because you are reaping the fruit that you planted a while ago. So don't wait. And the best time is like always now, because the technology always growing and becoming better, even though our system has become way better than 4 years ago. Our resources, the platform that we have, it's better. The social media platform that we can use for advertising is way bigger than before. And our community is, well, it's like 10 times, 100 times, to be honest, because I started 4 years ago. So I just do the calculation. So yeah, thank you for having me today. And that's what I want to share with you guys, and hope that inspire you. And if you have any questions, you can message one of us and ask anything that you want.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you for taking all that time out. We went over a little bit because all of us had our little questions and, little comments on it. Thank you. God bless you. If guys, we are live every Tuesday and Thursday. If you want to watch the replay right away, you want to watch our workshop right away, add your name and your email in the link in this post. If you see any of our on our pages, you don't see a link in this post, then just reach out to us privately and we'll send you the free workshop explaining everything on how we get started.
Can I also, this business, guys, is for everybody. People that don't speak English, people that speak English, people that speak Spanish, people that speak every kind of language. This business is for you guys. Doesn't matter where you guys are. This business works even if the North Pole, if you guys want to know, okay?
North Pole. What makes you say North Pole?
Well,
is it the weather outside?
Oh, the weather outside, and Christmas is coming. Santa Claus outside. Got the elves working.
Yep.
And
the North Pole.
Yeah, the North Pole, I guess. So
yeah, it's sunny here. We're just like how many kilometers away? 400 kilometers away.
Yeah, we're about I think we're like 230,
maybe
more.
4 hours and a half, maybe
5 hours from Vancouver.
We're sunny and no snow.
It's pretty crazy. We're in winter wonderland.
Wait a second, sunny out there in Vancouver and no snow? I thought it was rain.
Well, look at Paulo with his tan. Where's he getting that good tan from? Where'd you go, Paulo? He probably went on another trip.
I can show you the ray of my sunshine.
Yeah, I can feel I can see. I can see that.
I can see the glare.
Wow, no sun here, eh? Let's go to Vancouver now.
Okay, we're coming. We're gonna die on
we
the
have all the
Coquihalla,
time.
though. We're gonna die on the Coquihalla, though.
Right now, so
I ain't driving in there.
That's true.
All right. God bless you. I'll
Take
see you
care,
guys
everybody.
on the other side. Hit that link in this post. Add your name and your email. Watch our free workshop right away. We'll get you started. If you have any questions, let us know. Thank you all for your comments. God bless. Bye. Thank you all.